All right, all right. So let me make sure the background cannot be heard. Let me see, because I'm playing the video. Peace, Tone. All right, all right. So let me make sure the background cannot be heard. Let me see, because I'm playing the video. I didn't hear it. So I'm going to assume that it cannot be heard. Right, all right. All right. So let's get started now. Oh man, Tone was on indigenous earlier. That was hilarious. All right. All right. So let's see something. Oh, okay. I see what I'm trying to do here.
And who Jesus is our subject. Again, it's in a nominative case.
All right. So let me just verify that. So John 12 and 23. Oh shit. So John 12 and 23 was a verse. Let me just see. And Jesus answered them, saying, the hour is come that the Son of Man should be glorified. Okay, I get it. 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 I get it.
So, but Jesus apokrinete, and we can see this is the third person singular ending. So
the third person will be Jesus talking about himself.
Agrees with our subject in number, which is good. So, but Jesus answers them. Oreomai proston patera. So in this example, we have a verb and we have a prepositional phrase, which we can translate at any moment. Proston patera means to the father. And now we just have a verb. We don't have any subject written. Whenever we see a situation like that, we draw out the subject out of the verb. How do we do it? We look at the ending and we see the ending omai. We find it right.
This is John 14:28. Let me get here. John 14:20. You have heard how I said unto you, I go away and come again unto you. If you love me, you will rejoice because I said I go to the Father for the Father. Okay, yeah. All right, I get it. Let me just copy that. Put that in my notes. Okay, so I get it. I get what we're doing here. So I'm going over some before I get into what I want to get into. I'm going over how to use Bible tools effectively. Okay, so the video I'm watching is just explaining the middle voice. Okay, so in verbs in Greek, all right, this is important for anybody who's trying to learn what the Bible's actually saying. And matter of fact, I'm going to go to that in a second. Um, but for anybody trying to learn the words of the Bible, whatever reason you had, you would need to know at some point the voice of the verbs. Okay, that matters. It goes from passive voice, active voice, and middle voice. So what I was doing right now, I know the passive and active. I wasn't unsure in the middle voice, so he's going over the middle voice. And the middle voice, let me just first give you an example of a passive voice. All right, no, active voice. So let me just put this verse into my notes real quick. Hey, peace be sent. Are you happy you took the thing down? Come on, you gotta lay down a second. I'll let you stay up a little later today, but you're gonna end up falling. And once you fall, you're gonna go in your crib. All right. Peace decent. Okay, so this is good for educational purpose, right? Because this what I'm doing right now. This is in most languages you study. Now I can't even in English we have a passive and active voice. So a lot of these teachers, whether it be Spanish, whether it be Greek, if they're teaching native English speaking people, right, from let's say UK, United States, or wherever they speak English as their first language, um, these teachers are going to tell you you need to go back and understand English grammar first. Okay, and I was not one of those people that was like the sharpest with the English grammar, and I'm telling you, it's a little sharper than you think. So I was lost trying to learn Spanish. So the way they teach you how to learn a new language, they pretty much gotta teach you English grammar first. That was so weird to me when it dawned on me. I'm like, oh snap. I'm supposed to know English grammar first. Like when I say English grammar, I'm talking about the rules of different verbs. What I'm saying now, active voice, passive voice, direct objects, indirect objects, middle voice, all this stuff you need to know in advance. And this was taught to us in grade school. That's the weird part about it. When we got to high school, we were supposed to already know this stuff, and definitely after high school. So it sets a basis, right, to learn languages outside of your native tongue. So I learned I learned very quickly. Like, damn, I need to learn English better to understand how to learn Spanish at all. Well, the same thing applies to Greek. The rules still the same. You got to learn English better if you're trying to learn another language because the rules they're not going to change. So in Spanish, I had to go back and literally buy an English grammar book that I found in the children's section of the library. Literally. Okay. And yeah, a lot of interrogative sentences, all that stuff was in there. Clauses, independent clause, all that stuff was in there. I'm like, wow, what the hell is that? So yeah, you need to have a good foundation, first person, second person, third person, all that stuff. You need to know what you're talking about. Well, you need to know what you need to have a basic understanding of grammar to go further. So I went back and did that, and I was able to pick up on Spanish a little easier. So now when I'm learning Greek, I already know now, so I don't have to go back and waste time and go backwards. But the middle voice is that this is not something we use in English language. I believe it's active and passive. Okay, so the middle, but it looks like it's similar to a reflexive verb to me. Okay, so when I was learning Spanish, reflexive verbs became a stumbling block. It took a little while to get over that, and then I kind of got it a little bit, you know. So when I'm reading about the middle voice here, it almost seemed like it's similar to a reflexive verb because this is the middle voice of the verb. Okay, come. So the verb is come, to come, right there. Let's just verify that. Let me clear my screen. Hmm. All right. You can also go here. Or let me just put come. Okay. Ella, Ella, a. All right, let's make sure that's the actual word we're looking at in the video. Let me put this over here. Okay. Or let's make sure it didn't change. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, so word come is right here. All right, let's just look at it. Because maybe I gotta, sometimes they had different, that's weird. All right, so I'm just gonna look at the root sense here. So to come, let me click on that. Okay, good. So this is an entirely different word than what I just typed. All right, so let me go here and let's do this. Okay, coming, I got it. Oh, I got it. All right. So, yeah. All right, let me go back. Let's go here. Yeah, it's in a root sense. So that's interesting. They got it as I am coming here. That's interesting. Okay, so they got it as, so here we have it in the, this is the, where we at? Okay, this is the first person. So this is it right here. So, and he is speaking from the first. Okay, come on. Okay, so this is in the first person singular. Luke. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm bugging. This is a whole different word, but the extension is the same. So this extension is for all verbs in the middle, in the middle voice. Okay, so. All right, cool. Right there. So the extensions let you know if it's in a plural, first person, plurals, third person, second person, singular, first person, second person, third person. Again, this type of stuff you need to know in advance if you're trying to learn a different language. All right. Cool. Okay. Going literally fast, cast all, corrupt, lose, spell, early waste. Interesting. Okay, so I gave brother. I might give brother too much credit on something. All right. Oh shit! Why did I do that? Okay, there we go. All right, so let's do, where's NI? We'll take this one. Wasted seed. That's interesting. All right, so I'll look at that a little bit. That's Hebrew. All right, so let me go back.
It's here, so our subject will be I, first person singular, I. So now let's translate it. Poreomai, I come or I go, and we translate the whole thing as I am coming or I am going to the Father. A good example from the Gospel of Matthew chapter 12, ek gar tu karpu to dendron ginoskitai. For, and then we have a prepositional phrase, from the fruit. In English, we would say by the fruit. To dendron, and this is our subject, the tree ginoskitai. It has the ending ete, which is the third person singular, so it agrees with our subject in number, which is perfect.
Okay, so these are totally different words. All right, all right.
So the tree ginoskete, the middle voice will not work here, but the passive form will work here. So the tree is known by the fruit. For by the fruit, the tree is known. Legusin auto dynametha. Legusin auto, they
So this right here is in a plural second person.
say to him, dynametha, one word sentence. Again, there is no subject.
Wait, no. I'm sorry. It's in a plural first person right here. There's an A ending. I looked at the E. The
At the
it's alpha-
ending,
it's the alpha
and
ending.
the ending is metha, which we find right here. And because there is no subject, we draw the subject from the first person plural, we. So they say to him, we can, or we are able. From dynamai, I can, or I am able. So we are able, or we can. Matthew chapter 7, pandendron me poiun, karpon kalon, ekoptetai, kai.
I mean, enough of that. That was just for me.
And canceled. You can't have influence.
Whoops.
This lesson we're talking about simple past in Greek. Are you interested? Let's get started.
What a terrible music, man.
Greek, there are two tenses to declare the past. Past continuous, you'll find a lesson about it up here.
Oh, I knew what I was going to do. It was the deponent. I knew it was something else I wanted to. All right. It was a deponent. That last video, it was the deponent I wanted to look at. I knew it was something. Because the middle voice, I got it. I understand. All right. All right. It was the, let me go back. It was the deponent. That's what I was trying to look for in that video. Well, the next video. All right. Okay. So he said to
Him, dynamic.
Give me a second. It was the deponent. All right. Let's see if we put a link in there. Deponent. Nah, he didn't do it. Let me subscribe. All right, so now I'm about to go on a wild goose egg hunt to find this damn video, man. Oh boy. And this damn Zoom panel thing is annoying. Okay. Dang, I can't spell. All right. Dang, so we was just there. Why did he say? All right, so it might be this video. But let me just check out a playlist because it will be before what I just went over. Okay, damn it. Greek prepositions, Greek chapters. Which one would it be? You know what? Let's go the hard way. Okay, cool. All right, there we go. So actions, breathing marks, punctuations, biblical Greek diphthongs, Omicron versus Omega. I know that. Translation biblical Greek. That might be interesting. Daily bread. So it goes over. So these some good ones. Predicative and adjectives. We got attribute adjectives, substantive adjectives. Those are some things I'll look into because Paul referred to Jesus as Yahweh. How to translate Koine Greek faster, learn writing Koine Greek. Koine Greek alphabet 6 minutes. Prepositions, shortcuts. This looks like this is going to be the one I clicked. Prepositions, preposition. All you need to know about men. Syntax, articles as personal pronoun. Three rules of Greek syllables. Okay, cool. Translate biblical Greek, Revelations. I like that because they show you, it breaks down the actual chapter and verse. Finally define a subject. I think I rewatched that. Envelope, construction, as stand. I thought it said Satan. Okay, this is mice versus a mice. Okay, actually it says hey mice. So that's mice versus a mice. This video right here. Okay. Or the description tonight. I was watching this video earlier. Greek compounds, that'd be a good one. Suffix, 3 chapters, Greek suffix. Okay, so so we got the present and mid-active voice. We got the active indicative. Oh boy. Altos, and we got saying intensive use of altos. Now that'd be interesting. I want to know what that is. That must be used in the Bible over and over and over. All right, so there's 2 videos I'm gonna just skim through real fast. I just want to see if, because he talked about the deponent earlier, and it must be in a video because he don't list it as the video itself. So let's see what we're talking about here. So this stuff is very important if you want to know what your English is actually saying. All right, so let me just skim through this real fast and we'll get to what I want to get to.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Stan Conrad is here. In this video, we are going to learn another phrase in Koine Greek. You will be able to recognize it, to see it, and
it said, Paul said Jesus was made from heaven. Even he knew Joseph wasn't. Yeah, it's interesting that at some point you got to realize if you're the only one making a claim, you got to realize, and everybody else going the other way. At that point, like you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that woman at your job where something is said, or a memo is sent to everybody, and you are the only one that translate the memo or understand the memo to be different than everybody else. If that's you, you're in trouble. Because 2 things only can happen from that point. Either you're slow or everybody else is slow. Either way you want it is bad. Because if you're slow, it's bad, of course. And if everybody else is slow, why are you working or associating yourself with a whole bunch of slow people? Flocks tend to fly together. So if you're around a bunch of slow people, most likely you're slow. Or you're gonna end up becoming slow because that's what happens. That's why I get so frustrated with certain people, because I don't want to become slow like them. So when they drain my brain cells too much, I lash out. I was like going crazy. Like, dude, really, stop it. You can't be that stupid. Okay. At some point, I gotta start this phone up. Oh shit. So let's see if this is it.
To translate it properly. So you will become more accurate, more efficient, and you will speed up your translation. So let's begin.
All these corny introductions,
In
man.
Greek, many words come together and create these logical units, these phrases which appear many times throughout the New Testament. So in this video, we're going to study one of those phrases, which is Ian me. This is the construction which we're going to study in this video, Ian me. Together, when they appear in this construction, these two words appear 48 times in the New Testament. So this is why we are studying it right now. So what does it mean? Let's look at each of these words separately and try to figure out the meaning of this construction. So Ian means if, and me is the negative particle, which means no or not. When it works with the verbs, it means don't. So literally, Ian me means if not. And the shortcut equivalent of this phrase would be unless. So unless. So whenever you see it in the Greek New Testament, you should apply unless. If it doesn't work, if it doesn't fit the context, try the literal meaning, if not, and see whether it goes well. And then there's other options like it could mean without, or it could mean except. So now let's dive into the biblical text.
All right, so that's not what I want, obviously, but that's something good to know.
Hey, what's up, Greek for All family? I'm starting and going to be about 5 minutes long. That's the main. Let's begin. This video, we're going to translate present active indicative verbs. We will focus on this small section of the Greek paradigm chart, and with time we will cover all of the Greek paradigms. But for now, let's just see how the present active indicative verbs should be translated. When it comes to translating present active indicative verbs, we need to remember that these are the present verbs, and we can translate them into English with the present simple, I go or I study, or continuous, I am going or I am studying. And continuous translation is preferable here.
Yeah, that's not what I want at all. All right, okay, so we got deponent verbs. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. All right, so let's see. Let's go with the shortest video right here. All right. It's my boy right here. Wait a minute. I like him out of everybody else. I like him. I like his teaching style.
Hi, everybody. Okay, welcome back. We are looking today at Jeremy Duff, Elements of New Testament Greek. We're in chapter 8, which is entitled Other Patterns of Nouns and Verbs. And I have a feeling that I know what happened to your poor, weary hearts when you turn the page. We're on page 91, and you looked at page 91, and then you flipped over the page, looked at page 92, and you realized to your abject horror that all the verbs that you'd learned before, all the present and the future and the imperfect and the aorist in the indicative, and then all of the other moods, all of the different things you'd learned, you have literally got as much as that to learn all over again for a whole other pattern of verbs called the deponent verbs. When I was studying this, some humorist in the class called them the despondent verbs, because that's certainly how we felt about it. Now, there is obviously some stuff to learn here, but I've got some good news for you. As ever, I'm going to show you that there are some patterns, there is some logic to what's going on here, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to make it a little bit easier for you. Now, in this video, what I'm going to try and do first is I'm going to explain what the deponent verbs are, and then second, I'm just going to go through the patterns which I've got here on the board, which are summarized from pages 91 and 92, and try and draw attention to some patterns within the conjugations which will help you to remember them. In the video after this, I'm going to go off-piste slightly and give you an alternative explanation to the one that Duff has here for what deponent verbs are. But
Let me see that book. I gotta buy that book, man. Where is it at? He keeps saying the Duff book. Where is it at? Okay, please note you'll need a copy of Duff books in order to get the best out of these videos, as I will be covering every detailed Duff mentions. I'll aim to cover specific issues which will benefit from closer attention or which Duff mentions. Or, okay, dude, where is the Duff book? Okay, so the way he made a mistake.
This stage, and firstly, I just want you to think about what a deponent verb is. The simplest way of thinking about a deponent verb is that it's just another kind of verb, which means exactly the same kind of thing as the verbs that you've already learned using the paradigm verb luo, but it just has different endings. Just think of it as a different kind of verb. That's how Duff explains it here. He says, deponent verbs behave just as other verbs do, including sharing the same pattern of epsilon and sigma. They just have different endings. Now, as I said, in the next video, I'm going to go a bit deeper than that and explain what the deponent verbs actually are. But for now, they're just another kind of active verb like luo, and they've got different endings. Now, onto these endings.
All right, that's all I wanted to know. All right, cool, thank you. These services are no longer needed on that. All right. You said enough. All right. All right, so I got that. Get out of there. Right. Oh yeah, so I want to see what this is about right here.
Hello, Greek for all family. This is the two-part theorized as the second intensive use of this on autos used with the article, and we learned that construction means the same. In this video, we're going to talk about the intensive use of this personal pronoun, and it does not require the article. In fact, this intensive use is going to be in the nominative form. You're not going to see it in other cases, genitive, dative, or accusative. Whenever you see this personal pronoun in other cases, it is a very simple translation. Autu means his, dative means to him or for him, and auton means him. And of course, the feminine and the neuter genders also apply here. So this intensive form is going to be in the nominative case. In fact, whenever you see this lexical form or the nominative form, it is most likely not going to be he, she, or it. It's most likely going to be the intensive form, because Greeks have other ways how to express he, she, or it in their texts. So whenever you see this, probably we are dealing with the intensive form. To confirm it, there should be another noun before this or right after it, also in the nominative case. And another good confirmation, this construction most likely is going to be in the beginning of a sentence.
All right, okay.
For example, here we read autos de ho theos. We see,
All right, you know what? Let's put that to the test. Let's go to you hide your bottles. So how are you gonna sleep with the bottle? All right, so let's put this to the test. Let's go to Matthews 16. Matter of fact, this probably won't, maybe will be a good example. All right, so let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go boom. Let's make it bigger. Okay, cool. It's big enough. All right, let's start right over here. Maybe see that. See if that word is here. See if we can spot it. This is close. Oh, that's really close. Oh my God. Is that it? No, it's for the A. Yeah, altos for the A. Okay, cool. It's always good to follow, find it. There we go. Got it right here. Here we go. Altos. Altos, altos, altos. Okay. We got it in 16, no, but we got it in 18. We got altos right here. Altos, altos. Let's go back to here. Okay, this is altos. All right. So I think, yeah, because this is the nominative. And let me just bring it over here. So this, what sense is this in? 18. Twos. What sense is twos in? I'm not sure. Let's find out. Accusative. Okay, so this is the direct object. All right, cool. So let's get the rule on the nominative, the subject.
most likely. So whenever you see this, probably we are dealing with the intensive form. Form, it is most likely not go.
So it got genitive here, and we got all tone. All right, so that's interesting because here we have. Okay, oh yeah, I got it. So it should be in the accusative form, altus. So this is altus. Okay, so is it plural? Skip that part. Yeah, plural. Okay, I'm about to say, okay, plural. I'm about to say, all right, okay. So so this is plural, but he's only showing you the singular. All right.
Going to be he, she, or it.
So plural will be, let's see, what person is it in? Plural. This is in the masculine plural. Okay, they. This is third person plural. All right, cool. But that's not it. I'm looking for altos. I don't want altus. That says altus. I need altos. Where's altos? This is all two. This is all two. This is in the genitive sense, right? All two is in the genitive sense. This means that this is the owner of something. So you got all two right here, and you got see, all two right here. Genitive voice. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm looking for altos though. I might not find it here. I wanted to, cause I love going to Matthews. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? Where's my Greek board? Where's my Greek board? Where's my Greek board? God, what did I do with it? Give me a second. Let me find my Greek keyboard. I hate when I close out tabs I know I'm gonna need. I know I got 1,000 tabs, but I don't need all those tabs. I don't need all those tabs. But I definitely need my Greek keyboard that I keep closing out. It's ridiculous. Okay, so which one is it? What? What just happened? Okay, we got it. All right, so this is the Greek board. So let's spell it out. I put this in the middle. Okay, so we got autos. We got the accent over the U. All right, so this is the Greek keyboard. So the A doesn't have an accent, right? To make sure. Yeah, no accent on A, just the U and O. Okay, U and O. UNIT1, just a U and O. So we got all these A's with accents. I don't need that. I need the A without the accent. Here we go. A. Now the U has the accent. Where is the U? Come on, come on, come on. Eyes don't fail me now. Okay, here we are. Make sure I got the right accent. Okay, yeah, so this is gonna make it easier to find. Autos. Okay, so we got a T. T is regular. Those T's are not, that's eyes. Where is a T? T, 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 T. Am I looking past it? I'm blind. So T. We got T here. But where's the lowercase t's? The I killing me. It's looking like a T. Am I bugging or I don't see the T's? Don't see T's there. Japanese symbols. Oh, damn, they got everything. Wow. They got everything but a T. Lowercase t. All right, so that's not gonna work. Oh boy. All right, you know what I can do? I can do this. So which one was close enough? It was 18. All right, so I could do this. I can copy this. But when I go to paste it, just take out the U. Second U, I believe it is. Oh, yeah. But the O is not accent. Oh, ridiculous. Okay, so now I gotta put an accent O here. Everything gotta be verbatim. All right, so let's take out the U. Let's take out the O. And, oh, it's right here. I found it. Okay, we got it right here. So, okay, so we do have it. Okay, cool. All right. So now let's go to the rules. What is the, so we found it. We found it. I was looking right past it. It's in 21. I was in here, I was looking over here, all two. Okay, so we got autos right there. Okay, so now what's the rule in this? What's the rule?
It's most likely going to be not form. You're not going to see in this previous video we talked about the personal pronoun autos used with the article, and we learned that construction means the same. In this video, we're going to talk about the intensive use of this personal pronoun, and it does not require the article. In fact, this intensive use is going to be in the nominative form. You're not going to see it in other cases, genitive, dative, or accusative. Whenever you see this personal pronoun in other cases, it is a very simple translation. Autu means his, dative means to him or for him, and auton means him. And of course, the feminine and the neuter genders also apply here. So this intensive form is going to be in the nominative case. In fact, whenever you see this lexical form or the nominative form, it is most likely not going to be he, she, or it. It's most likely going to be the intensive form, because Greeks have other ways how to express he, she, or it in their texts. So whenever you see this, probably we are dealing with the intensive form. To confirm it, there should be another noun before this or right after it.
All right, so let's confirm that. So we got it here, and we got a noun right before it, okay, which is iesun, all right? And the N at the end of a noun is, no, this is for, yeah, so this will be, let me just make sure. Soon. Okay, so it might be in the accusative tense. Let's see. Bingo, accusative. Yep, accusative. It just means that he's in direct option of a. This is son. I know that this is son, and this is eon. So let's see. It got the N also. Is this an accusative? Bang, accusative. Ooh, I get nice at this. I get nice. All right. This is the two. So this is what is the OU? The OU is the genitive. Yep, genitive. Don't start getting nice with this. It's gonna be over. Rathen. Yeah, it's the root, so it's not gonna say it. Rathen. You know what? Let me put on Bible Translate. So I say Rathen or Rathen. Well, I wrote the R. I ain't gotta roll the R. So it could be Rathen. Let's see. Rathen. Let me put it in Google. Let's do this right here. Okay, it ain't nothing came up. Rethen. Okay, that's interesting because this is an Ada. Why would it go E? Why would it be Rethen?
Rethen.
I say Rathen. Why would it be? Maybe, it's got an accent over it. I wonder if I got to do something with the pronunciation. Why would this be Rethen and not Rathen? This is an Ada. Because in Jesus, this is EA. So, Rethen. Interesting. Well, at least it says that here.
Rethen.
In English, really? Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so it says a noun should be before it. We see the noun before it. We see Jesus in the accusative. That just means he's the benefactor of an action verb. Okay, so let's keep going. Matter of fact, let me do this real fast. won't be here long, but I will be here strong. I forgot to check my email. So good in the hood. All right, all right. Dang, I'm an hour late. Somebody, no, I'm not. Yeah, I am. Somebody requested the link at 9:20. I sent it at 10:20. Interesting. All right. Let's go.
Also in the nominative case. And another good confirmation, this construction most likely is going to be in the beginning of a sentence. For example, here we read autos de ho theos. We see our personal pronoun in the nominative form. We see another noun also in the nominative form. And this construction is in the beginning of a sentence. So how do we translate it? The literal rendering just doesn't make any sense. So this means he, this is but, and hotheos means God. So he, but God, or but he, God, or but God, he, no matter how you turn it around, it doesn't make any sense. So whenever we see this construction, this personal pronoun becomes reflexive, and we translate it as himself. Himself, if it's a masculine, and if it's a feminine, it will be herself, and neuter should be translated as itself. So because we have a masculine here, we use the masculine form, and this construction is translated but God himself. So this.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, relative, reflexive, like relative, really. So let me, that's interesting. That's interesting. 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 I want to do something. I want to see them as masculine. From, out of, this is interesting. By, on, with. So, okay. I got it in Greek. They might stay in Greek. Okay, good. It didn't. We're not dealing with Ek anymore. All right. So let me go back into that. There we go. Yes, I wasn't looking for Ek. I was looking for Has. Or in this case, Haste. Haste. It's going to be haste. Okay. Who, which, that. Who, which, what, that. It translates to which, whom, that. Okay, this is I'm looking for. I'm looking for the whom's. Mary, this is my beloved son, whom. this is the one that might be good. Okay, now I want John the Baptist, for this is he of whom is written, behold. Yeah, I want John the Baptist. I said it earlier. I want John the Baptist. See, notice it's not what we just seen is who. Okay. So it's not in the, I didn't want X. I clicked the wrong one. Move out the way. I wanted this one. Okay. Relative pronoun, genitive, singular, feminine, right? This is just easy stuff. Relative pronoun, genitive, singular, masculine. Ooh. All right, let's go back. Let's do this one. Don't want to miss it. Okay, now look, it's something totally different. This is hope. All right. So it still is dative, singular, masculine. So we got hold down. All right, or ha. Nah, this is actually ho. This is ho because the omega. All right. Let's see if Google Translate get this one right. So I say ho.
Omega με τόνο.
What?
Hoi.
Hori. Okay, that's it right there.
Hoi.
Hori. Oh, the iota subscript. I guess that makes a difference.
Omega με τόνο. Hoi.
There you go. It's funny. It says English, but it's pronounced in Greek. Okay. Okay, so that was different. Is there a man of you whom? All right, let's see how it's pronounced. Let's see what we got here. So now we got on. So we got a different whom. So this is the accusative singular masculine. I'm trying to, like, what was the guy showing me? Okay, this is something on. So it was actually an easy way to do this. I took the long way. Actually, an easy way to do this. All right. Okay. Whomsoever. So then we got whomsoever. Conditional. We got Ian. Oh, he brought that up. Ian. So he said Ian, Ian, and what was the other word? He said you put them together. It means, was it unless or okay? Where I don't remember the video. All right, so let's get back to this. Right. So I don't know why I just stay right here. It has all of them here. Okay, so I'm trying to see what the brother brought to me. So he brought one of these to me. All right. Feminine, 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 feminine. Yeah, so what the hell did he bring to me? He said it was masculine. Was it over here? Feminine, feminine, feminine. Yeah, what the hell did he bring to me? Yeah, yeah, that's fine. All right. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't just send me to where he was at.
This pronoun is reflexive. It intensifies this noun, but God himself. So now as we learned this, let's check out a few more examples from
Okay,
the
so
Bible.
that means himself. So let's look at it again. So let's go back to Matthew's 1:21. Let's see if it makes sense. Okay. Was it 21 or is it 18? Okay, nope. Yeah, oh no, it's all tots. Let's look at it again. Oh, shit, I done messed up. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. So you find it. Do it the smart way. There we go. It was, what am I looking at today? Am I tired? I'll go to bed in a second. Okay, so we got, I thought I was just here. So we got Jesus himself, Goddard, or all right, let's go back to it. Let's just make sure we read this correctly. All two. Onoma. Kalesais. To onoma. Autu. Iesun. Autos Goddard. So say tone. Laon. Atu. Apo. Tone. Amar. Tion. Auton. Hey, peace to watcher. This is just a little, you know what I mean? Just brushing up, not brushing up, but elevating my Greek. Autos. And so he. Okay, so now let me just get it. Let me get it in English. Why I just do it this way? All right, so let me get out of there. Let me get out of there. Okay, so I gotta bring, this is verse 18. Okay, so let me bring this all the way down here. Ease on down a little. No, it was 21. Shit. All right, let's just find it. 21. Wait, this ain't what I want. Get out of there. Yeah, I didn't want that. I'm trying to close out some of these tabs. That's not what I wanted. I close out there too. I'll read that later. Okay, so this is where, no. Get out of there. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. There we go. This is what I wanted. Okay, so we're at 21. Okay, so let's find altos. We got alto. We got alto. There you go. Yes, there you go. That's right. So Jesus himself. Yeah. So we got altos. So this is reflexive, right? It's similar to our relative pronouns. So it says Jesus himself. Okay. So it's kind of similar to 1:16, which is the confusion, but these guys don't know who the whom is. It's embarrassing. Okay. So they were stuck right here where it says Mary out of whom. Okay, so the brother, only a few brothers made that mistake, but one was today, but he claimed he reads Greek. Now they always say they can read Greek, but they never try to, it's like kind of like how Polite knows 16 languages. They'll claim it, but they'll never demonstrate. Because if I say, oh, you read Greek, okay, read this, read down here at the bottom, read this in Greek. Now, of course, I'm gonna have the English here for them, or the Latin. This is up here is the Latin, by the way. This is how you pronounce these words in Latin. This is how you pronounce them in English. This is called interlinear. I believe that's what it's called. And then we got the actual Greek. So we got the Latin up top, Greek in the middle, and English on the bottom. Okay, so yeah, man, I never said I didn't speak Greek. All right, here we go with this. But then if you ask him something means, he's not going to. I don't got to prove that. Like, okay, you one of them dudes. Yeah, I know. So okay, so but you know Greek though. So I said, okay, but you know Greek, but you. So how'd you confuse this whom then? You should know this whom is dealing with Mary. Genitive, feminine, singular. Oh, right there at the bottom it says it. Genitive, the R stands for, the REL stands for relative, and the PRO stands for pronoun. Relative pronoun, genitive, feminine, singular. So if you knew this was doing, if you speak Greek, you'll know this was Mary. You dig? So same thing we just read in 21. This is Mary out of she. And I explained that on the during the so-called debate. The whom, when it's feminine or masculine in Greek, is it you can, which I said, you can use it as a possessive pronoun. You could literally say she or he, depending upon the noun that precedes it. So in the video, it said a noun usually precedes this, or it comes right after. Mary out of whom. It's feminine, so it's dealing with Mary. All right. And we read in 21. In 21, it says Jesus, him, he. Or we'll say, see, it's right here. This is the same. All right. So that's what it's. This is the only difference is that this is reflexive, and the other one is this is a possessive pronoun, right? It's reflexive, and the other one is relative. Yeah, peace to the chat. I'm only up because I had no holy water today or yesterday, so that's why I was able to survive. I realized if I drink this holy water late, I'm going to always fall asleep. So, and it's no fun. I can't really get in when I'm trying to get in. Okay, so I even I want to say, yeah, that no, that's not wrong with that. That's when you should. I'm coming to the conclusion. That's when you should start. You should start like mid, like like kind of like borderline afternoon, evening. Yeah, I'm thinking because I started that early before, and it worked out well because I start that early and I end around like 7, 8, depending how slow, what I mean, what you're doing in between. Yeah, I won't be drinking, constant from that time, but you be fellowshipping, getting up, leaving, coming back. So yeah, my best experiences with like online discussions or what I mean, where we on here chopping up and sipping holy water, it's always I start early, like around 4:35. And I'm always better off. When I start at 7, 8, 9, I always fall asleep during the damn live. So I'm like, all right, let me stop waiting until midnight and shit. Some Cinderella stuff. And some vodka. These roads were awful. I couldn't wait. Nah, I'm telling you, you shouldn't wait. I'm saying that's the best time I'm starting to come to. That is the best time. I'm thinking that's the best time. Like, an elder person could better tell us. I guess I would be considered elder nowadays. So I guess my elder, let me be clear, an elder for me would be better to tell us, Dan, should I go by elder unbiased? Under elder Swazi? Can I do that? I heard y'all had bad weather that way. That got snow. Damn, where Tone from? I ordered some Mexican food to go. They took a while, so the owner made me a drink. I've been zoning. Oh, yeah, my. Damn. See now let me find. I'm gonna look for something. Everybody talking about drinking. See how friends do you? I had nothing yesterday, nothing today, and y'all saying drink. Now this is a cheat code right here. This is a cheat code for any Greek students or even Latin that's trying to read the Bible, because we got it right here. So I don't gotta keep, he won. I will only go to the Latin if I can't say it here, because I don't think this actually tell you how to say it. So you either know or you don't know. So if I forget what this is, I know it's the X sound. So that's why I would say text, say, tie. So they teach you, in elementary grammar to in order to understand words, break it down to syllables, right? That's the best way. So that's how I do Greek right now. So only if it's like 2 syllables or more, I will start to break down syllables. And I will say this right here will be onoma. So it's pronounced onoma, but because I break it up, I will say onoma. All 2. Down here, this is 3. EA, that's 2. EA, sus, it's 2 syllables. All 2s. Got it. So sai. I wonder if this is, I keep hearing 2 different pronunciations, but it's diphthong. They say the EI, I thought it was say, then I'm gonna go with say. I thought it was say. So here, it doesn't really tell you. So I heard people say sai. So like people from that speak, I'm guessing Greek. I don't know if they're from Greece, because the last guy sounded like he was Hebrew. That he just know Greek. So he's coming from a Hebrew dialect. So you gotta be. And then the last white guy played, he was sounding like he from UK. So he had the UK accent. Like, so I don't know if these people are not actually Greek. It seemed like they just studied it. Tone, laon. See, I'm saying laon. It's just laon. Because I gotta break it up in syllables. I gotta say laon. All 2. Apo, tone. 1 syllables. I can say it right away. Amar. See the R. I gotta add R. I can't say admar and then start with RT, because there's no way to connect those 2. Now TR I could do that, but not RT. So then I gotta combine this one with the first syllable. So it's Amar Tion. Amar Tion. Okay. Alone. Gegonen. Has come to pass. Gegonen. Now I like it because I could just say it, right? I could read it in Greek and then look at the English and get used to these words. Tautu, that's a new one. This. Alon, all. So you read it in Greek over and over and over. You get used to the Greek words, and then you can just don't have to do syllables anymore. I know what this is, because I said it like 10 times already. And that's good. All right, so let me go back to the lesson, because we're dealing with altos.
Bible. A beautiful example comes to us from the book of.
So he said a noun precedes it or come afterwards. Then we got noun afterwards. Daid.
Luke chapter 20. Autos gar David legi en Biblo.
Okay, so he had a little fancy. It looked like a U. This is I guess the U could be pronounced as a V. It's weird. This is Altus. He said David. That's why I don't be trusting these guys' pronunciation. It's like, why are you saying David? This should be Daid. Let me see. Let's confirm it. Yeah, what I do with the who letter? Damn it. I got rid of it. Okay, so you can't get rid of it. Yeah, I don't trust him. Let me see. I don't trust him.
Strong's G 1138. David.
Yeah,
David.
but it's spelled totally different. They still got the beta there. All right, yeah, that's of course that's obvious, but this don't have the beta, it has the U. All right, whatever.
Salmon. So here we have our construction. The pronoun autos is in the nominative case. David is a personal name, also in the nominative case. So here literal meaning just will not do any justice. So for he, David says in the book of Psalms. So this is
See,
general.
so so they add the proper noun with the pronoun, right? And we don't do that in English. It's one or the other. We don't say, no, ma'am, she is lit right now. She's grooving. No, ma'am, she's grooving. We just say she's grooving or no, ma'am's grooving. We don't say both. So you see in these languages, I know Spanish. You can do this in Spanish, but they advise you don't do it. But looks like Greek. They do it a lot here.
Plural of in the book of Psalms. So it just doesn't work this way. So we make it reflexive. For David himself says in the book of Psalms. Also a very familiar example from the second book
All
of
right. So now he's gonna say ho. This is ha, supposed to be, but he's gonna say ho. And this is Satanas. I don't know what that means. But why is this in English? Why? He made a mistake. Why is this in English?
Corinthians chapter 11,
Satanas.
autos gar ho satanas disguises eis angelon photos. So again, similar construction for
So he said ho,
autos
right?
gar ho
So he
satanas
said ho, but the pronunciation is gonna be ha.
disguises eis angelon photos.
You see, he said ace. See, he said ace for this one, for this diphthong. But you hear people say ice, or you hear people say they're gonna pronounce it as I, like I. That'd be it's an S, that's ice. But he said ace, and that's how I learned. I learned this to be a diphthong that says a, like ace.
From the second book of Corinthians, chapter 4. So it just doesn't him. So very, very hoarse. So again, similar construction. Ace 11, autos gar ho satanas disguises eis angelon photos.
Angel's
So
angelon.
again, similar
So I know this is angel, so I'm getting used to this word.
construction for autos gar. Familiar example from the second book of Corinthians, chapter 11.
This is photos. Oh, this is light. This is the light. I know that this is photos. That's light. We should all know that as light.
Autos gar ho satanas disguises eis angelon photos. So again, similar construction for Satan himself. So this is our personal pronoun. Nominative case, this is ho satanas. Again, nominative case, noun for Satan himself disguises or transforms eis angelon photos into an angel of light. So,
So I immediately, this is reflexive. I know what that is. Satanas. I didn't even think of that. Satanas. But why is this in English though? But I knew what this was. I knew it's angel. I knew this is light.
so here we have it. So this personal pronoun modifies this noun, and we translate it as for Satan himself. things get more interesting in this example. Let's read autos de ego.
All right. So let me do this. Let me do this. So there was a discussion already. I guess I'll play the other half of it. Where did I want to start at? So this was so two guys. So yesterday I was talking to a Hebrew Israelite named Nahum, and he didn't do too well. It was me and True Meats. So today he said, yo, he was pulling up with just me. Yeah, he said, yo, mind if my boy come over with me? I'm like, nah, go ahead, bro. Invite everybody. Invite the whole damn camp. So, but I think at some point his boy checked out, but he was trying to give him like tips in the chat, which is okay. And maybe he was tied up, but he tried to say something earlier. Matter of fact, let me go to it. Because I want to know what did he pull earlier? Right. So that's everything. And what we had you click yesterday was the parsing at the bottom. So this is a conjunction. This just means noun. This is in the nominative, masculine, singular. That's all it means. And I'll explain that a little later. Okay. So we were talking about ek, which means out of. Preposition. That's actually X. That's not ek. That's X. It's inflected. Out of Mary. Okay. Whom, S. Now, I don't know if you know Greek, but this is feminine. So we were just trying to share it with you yesterday because I don't know if you know Greek or not, but we had to click on parsing. But you actually read Greek, this is feminine. So just like Spanish, you got la pluma. La pluma is a pen, but it's a feminine noun. And you can have el libro. That's a book, but it's a masculine noun. So whom is feminine. Right? So yeah, so I misspoke there. I meant to say whom. This whom in this context is feminine because it's a relative pronoun. That means just like the reflexive one we just seen. It depends what noun is modifying or what noun is following. All right. So that was a misspeak. So that's what he responded to. That's my fault. So I cleaned it up, but I should have explained to him that I misspoke. So I did not explain I misspoke. I just cleaned it up. But next time I'll just say, yeah, I misspoke on that. But it's kind of hard to say those things to these people because they say, oh, no. Like, it's again, like this, for me, it's like chess with these guys. I experience it all. I know what they do. So it's like, maybe I'll do that when the debate is over. But you can't start that in the beginning because they'll hold on to that as a distraction the entire debate. S is feminine. Whom is what they would say in English. S is what you would say in Greek. This is a feminine woman. Okay, so Mary and whom is the same person. So any grammar teacher, it doesn't matter if it's Latin, Greek, English, Hebrew, they're going to tell you that there's pronouns, there's nouns, there's verbs, all that type of stuff. Okay, whom is a relative pronoun. So a relative pronoun means it relates to the noun directly that was mentioned before it. And the last noun mentioned before whom was Mary. And it's singular, right? So it said genitive, feminine, singular. So you're looking at GFS at the bottom. Genitive means it's possessive. Feminine means woman, and it means one person, singular. So relative. Okay, so I kind of cleaned that right there a little bit, but I wasn't specific. So he's going to challenge that. Pronouns relate to the noun that was mentioned previous, right? The last noun mentioned, Mary, out of she. So this can be translated as Mary out of she. And you hear? I said that. I said she, like we read earlier. It said Jesus, he, or Mary, she. I explained that there, and I might have went over his head. But let me see if I can pull this up. Okay, this might be in freestyle. Yeah, it's here. Okay. I think. Nah, it's not. Stop. Damn. Wait, is it? Nah, nah. All right, so we got okay, it might be this. This might be this word. I'm looking for a document. Okay, here we are. So let's just see. All right, so I'm looking for something. Okay. Oops. The light. This is the light. Zone. Zoes. Zoes. Zoe. And Zoan. Zoan. It'd be Zoan. Right. Okay, so yeah, I'm confusing my boy. All right, so let's just see. You guys can see. I'm totally confused what he was trying to say. I try to make sense out of it. Was born Jesus. So this whom, it only literally relates to Mary. So that's just going straight off the top without going to blue letter. So I don't have to rely on blue letter. I can actually read it and I can tell you what's going on. But if I have to, just for you to get it, for your sake, I can read, we go to blue letter, we can see the words itself. Okay.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand. I'm just looking at
Yeah.
the actual verse.
Yeah. So, well, it's in English as well, but the English does not supersede the Greek, by the way. Just like the Hebrew, the English Bible does not supersede the Hebrew scrolls.
I
English,
understand.
yeah, this is the best way to communicate English to, the Greek to English speaking people, because there are certain rules here in Greek that you would know, like you said the other day, you said see to English speaking people from like urban neighborhoods, that means like you're a person, your people, right? But somebody from the suburban will be lost. So they would have to understand our dialect, or we got to write it down like this for them. We got to say, hey, this means that. When we say, lit means this. Like we got to break it down to them to catch them up. And the best thing about slang, that's ever evolving. So you can never really catch up, because what's in now is out tomorrow, and there's a new word that's in, and we got to all learn our damn self. So slang is probably the hardest, Black slang is probably the hardest language to keep up with. You got to really be intertwined with the culture, or you'll be lost. But other languages, they're set in stone. Like Greek is set in stone. Things mean what they meant, and it meant this 2,000 years ago, and it meant this before that time. It never changed. The only difference is that you have accents. You're seeing the accents on top, right? So this right here, this E, this is in Greek, it's epsilon. And this E tells us that this verb, genesen, is past tense. That's all. That means it's not present tense. That's why the E is there in Greek. And you have it right here also. This means it's a past tense birth, past tense begot.
Salaki, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah, sure. Yes, sir.
Can you click on that Greek translation of the word whom?
That's his helper, that guy right there.
Quick again, get like a zoom in on it.
Yeah, let me go to blue letter. Make the screen bigger. Okay. There we are. Okay, so the parsing is right here. So this is Has.
Okay, I got some I'm gonna show you real
Actually,
quick.
it's not Has, it's Ace. Has is the root word, is Ace. Yeah, please
You
share.
see the, okay, you see the, never mind. All right, here we go. Let me just show you this real quick. It's gonna be kind of hard to let me get my camera right.
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you see my, no, you can't see my screen. What's going on with the camera?
Let me unshare. Go ahead.
All right, hold on. I gotta turn this background off. Hold on. Figure out how to use this thing real quick.
Yeah.
Background. All right. Turn my camera around. All right. So can you see that clear at all right here?
It's kind of blurry a little bit, but I can read it. I can read it.
All right, yeah. All right, so can you read what that's?
All right, so that's the best we're gonna get that. So it says usually agrees with the, I don't need, okay, this is Luke 12, okay? So there we go, Luke 12. All right, so now we got a source. Okay, so let's go to Luke 12. I should go with the interlinear. Luke, let's go to Bible Hub. I want to use that interlinear Bible. That was Luke 12. Let's see where we're going. All right, here we go. So if you want to do the Greek, you go Greek here. To have it in Greek, that's dope. The whole Luke 12, or if English there, or you can go to interlin, which is interlinear, and this is what I would rather want. Okay, so he showed. Okay, so let's go to shit. Okay, so he was trying to show this. Yo, is this guy serious? Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. Where is he reading from? Including both masculine. All right. So this is our Hora. That's it's crazy. This in Spanish, in Latin, I mean in Greek, this is our Hora, and in Spanish, hora is the same time. That's why it is kind of close. All right, so I gotta go find Hora. That's when we know where we're. Okay, so let me not pass it. Let me not pass it. So it could be anywhere here. I should control find it. Oh, it's Luke 12:1. Okay, so his just say Luke 12. So how I'm gonna do this? All right, you know what? I should have stayed in blue letter. I was better off. Let me go back. I forgot the Bible Hub ain't gonna show you every verse, and it's gonna just go to one for the verse you chose. Okay, this is better. Luke 12. Okay, let's change the Bible. Let's go to the Greek, morphological Greek New Testament. Okay, this is gonna be better. All right, so I was in verse 1. That's not it. So let's find out. Let's find what he was looking at. So we're gonna read Ora. when I see hora, matter of fact, let me start doing this. I'm gonna speed it up. Let's speed it up. Which girl got a song called "Speed It Up"? Well, I liked it. I at least like it. Gunna went off on a deep end. He did some other stuff, man. Some unbecoming stuff. Hora. I don't believe the A is I don't know if they had accent or not. Okay, so let's see. It's just gonna speed up the search. Okay, I knew the A did not have a goddamn. Oh, okay. Right. What am I doing? All right, cool. Let's find this. Yo, what the hell was he reading from? All right, now I'm about to get pissed off now. Where did he have me reading?
Is in Greek real quick.
Yeah, that means hora, that's time. Ginoski.
All right, so is that feminine or masculine?
Well, that now I don't know what he's reading. I don't even know what I'm reading. I don't know if this is a genuine website. Right there, it looks like it may be. I can't really say. Well, that one right there, it looks like time.
Camera right. All right.
Okay, hold on.
Camera.
So he showed it.
Can
Again.
you?
Showed it again. Even better. The difference is
Oh, this is masculine. It would look like this.
okay, there we go. So he's at relative pronoun. Now okay, so that's why I was confused. It's like, dude, why are you showing me a and now he has no idea what he's looking at, by the way. So I know that these are feminine, right? From my notes, you'll see. We got a neuter, we got a masculine. These are feminine. So why is he showing me this in a masculine sense? I have no idea.
Greek.
I can't remember.
Was that feminine or masculine?
Well, that one right there, it looks like it may be. I can't really see. It's kind of blurry, but I can't really see.
Right, it was the same. It was the same exact Greek symbol.
Yeah, my God, my man be smoking like hell, man. But the difference is you have the S missing. So the way you conjugate verbs, like there's a neuter, there's a masculine, and there's a feminine. So let me just show.
So this is what you're talking about. This right here. I got the chart pulled up. So
yeah,
if it was masculine, it would look like this. Technically, if it was singular, if it was plural, it would look like this. If it was feminine, it would look like this.
So now I see a screen. Now the screen looks perfect. Now I know it's clear. Okay, cool. Yep.
So when I went down to this says an hour which he does, which.
Okay. So it says Luke 12:46. Got it. All right. So now we're on it. Luke 12:46. And I don't know why he didn't just say go to Luke 12:46. Yeah, it's okay, cool. All right, here we are. Now we can work. But why was it that damn hard? Just say, yo, can you pull up Luke 12:46? Okay. Cool. Here we are. So here we are. So it says, will, who will come? All right, will come. Okay, the master will come. The servant of that, so the servant will be the masculine, right? So the servant in that day, in which not he does not expect. So it's a relative pronoun. Yeah. It's a relative pronoun. Okay, I see. Okay. So I get what he's saying now, because he did a bad job explaining. So this is a relative pronoun. That's in the feminine sense. But is going back to a masculine male. So now the way the Greek works, just like Spanish or everything else, there's always English, there's always an anomaly where it doesn't stick to the strict rules. Same thing happened in chess. There's always, so like there's a standard way to teach it, right? And then as you get better and whatever you're learning, you will learn the nuances. Okay, in this sense, is this. Okay. So he's pointing out, which don't make any sense. He's pointing out the in which it uses the feminine dative feminine singular. So it's using the dative feminine singular relative pronoun to explain a he, a man. Okay, cool. All right, no problem. So let's click that. It's probably better to go to Cooler, but let's go. Okay. So this has, hey, ho. Okay. So it's a relative pronoun. You got the as, the original word as, and so this is letting you know this is what he showed you: masculine, feminine, neuter. Usually relative. Usually, there we go. So this particular word is usually relative. Who, which, that, also, demonstrative, this, that. Okay. So they got examples. And you see, this is showing. As a matter of fact, let me go back to the chart. Let me go back to my chart. Or was it his chart? Yeah, where's my? I got so many notes. I do a bad job of putting everything in one Microsoft Word, man. Okay, let me see. Which one of my notes? I could swore it's my document debate sword. I could sworn I had it in here. And I don't think. Yeah, I gotta make one. I was trying to avoid one large document because it'd be really hard to find something. But I might end up having to do that. Because I make notes and I don't specify where everything is at. If I got one large document, I could just find everything. It seems like when you do that, it's like it takes so much. When you open that document, it just takes forever to get it open and find stuff. All right. So we got which. So, okay. So here you go. So it's showing you when it's whom, it sticks to the true genitive, feminine. So in Genesis 1:16, we're talking about whom, right? And it's pronounced this, ace, plural. Well, it's a plural sound. singular, but it's a plural sound. Okay, so where he wanted to take us to, which is all men. All right, so let's go back to what he showed me. So he's showing me the which. So this is the eta by itself, right? But when you go into the actual verse, when you go into Matthew, it's a little slick ambush, but I was able to beat them up anyway because I was able to explain what this goes. But I see what's going on here. Okay. See, so this is whom. This is a whole different word. This is whom. What he's trying to show me is actually which. Where's it at? Or when, right? But this is associated from what I'm looking at with masculine. So we got, or men, Emmanuel, which, then we got that. So that goes back to she. So we got, and the star which they seen. So we go back to which, and this star they seen, this is talking about the wise men. So we're looking at which, when it's pronounced, when it's translated as which, or used as which, is going to refer back to a man. That's when it breaks the pattern from being reflective or relating to a feminine noun. When it's which, and when it's spelled with the eta itself. When you look at Matthew's 1:16, you have the eta sigma. So this is his. This is just totally different than what he's showing you. So let me go from here. Let me go to Luke, and I'll play the rest of it. Luke 12, just so you can see. 12:46. Yeah. 12:46, and you have it right here. This is hey, you see? It's hey, it's not haste. This is a totally different word. This is in which, and you got hey, in which is a relative pronoun, data, feminine, singular, but this can obviously go with, well, it goes with the masculine noun when it's translated as in which, or when it's hey. The haste goes back to the original pattern, which would be following the pronoun, feminine pronoun. Mightier than I, whose shoes I am, then is he. All right. Okay, so it's a little tricky here. But nevertheless, it's going to always tell you what pronoun or what noun is relating to. So when we go to Luke, it tells us that the rules are simple. Relative pronouns. We read, it's the noun that preceded is reflective of that. It relates to that. So in which relates to the noun here, which is servant. So we got which, we got servant. So relative pronouns relate to the noun that precedes it. And that's pretty much what I explained to the brother.
He does not know.
Okay, so
in Luke 12.
wait, let me turn my computer down because it's a little late now. Let me turn this down some. Yeah, so brother tried to hit me with the gray area and it didn't work out.
46, and that he is Hamashiach.
Yeah, so I think I see the problem here. You're missing up verbs. All right, so let me show you something.
Mhm.
Let me share my screen.
Oh, yeah, let me get it.
All right. Let me share my screen for you.
And
What you're messing up is that whom is a relative pronoun and it follows the noun. So when you
Right.
look at John the Baptist, when it says he is whom, morning or whatever it says, so the whom can follow, if it's following a noun, it's going to take, I mean, if it's following a masculine noun, it's going to take a masculine form. If it's following a female noun, feminine noun, it's going to take a feminine form. So that's it right there. So that's all I was playing. And you see it just now. If it followed a man, it's masculine. If it follows a woman, it's female. All right. So that's the whole idea of a relative pronoun. It relates to the noun that was mentioned previously. And let me just go here. Yeah, but that is interesting that it sticks to the feminine when it relates to the masculine. But he was showing something where it's like one of those nuances, and it's like. So let me show you something. Let me go to my screen. So I'm gonna show you two things. The pronoun, it relates to it.
Where it can be
It relates to the noun that's before it. So I said that before. If the noun is then.
so like yeah, so does that mean where it can be either or, that mean it's talking about the same person, right?
No. What it's talking about, it relates to the noun that's before it. So I said that before. Yeah, so it's no way to get around that. There's no way to get around, regardless of how it's listed, relative, dative, feminine, masculine, dative, singular, masculine, or if it's relative, pronoun, dative, masculine, singular. It's relevant because the rule is it's going to follow the noun that was mentioned previously. That's it. If the noun is masculine, like he just said, or if there's no noun before it, then it's gonna start off. It's gonna be the noun that's after it. All right. So you look for the noun before it. If that's not there, then it's the noun after it. So if the noun after is masculine, then we got a masculine. Because remember, it's also relative and reflexive. So it start off. It could say, Jesus is he, or Mary is she. That's all. Jesus, right? So that's a man. So when you see that word whom, it's going to relate to that man. If it's a woman, but I'm a better demonstrate rather than explain, right? So let me just demonstrate rather than you got to believe me. Okay, here we are. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Yeah, so this demonstration is going to be the nail in the coffin. So if you see my screen, it'll make more sense rather than me just say it outright. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. So here we're talking about, well, this is different, right? This is for other people who go a different route. So we got active voice, passive voice. Okay, so the verbs, we'll deal with that later. Then we got Mary of whom. It's a relative pronoun, that is, so this is the definition of a relative pronoun. It's a pronoun that is used to refer to nouns mentioned previously, whether they are people, places, things, animals, ideas. Mary is the noun mentioned previously equals whom pertains to Mary. Okay. Yeah, so don't forget, I misspoke when I first talked about that because I said this was feminine, right? I said that first. Oh yeah. So nah, I get it. So loins, right? So when it says out of David loins, that word loins is feminine also. Okay, so loins and bowels, both of them are feminine. Okay. But we know when it says out of David bowels, it's talking about men parts, even though the noun is feminine. Okay, so just because the noun is feminine doesn't mean that it's going to always reflect or relate to a feminine, or just because the noun, the pronoun is feminine, the pronoun is feminine, it doesn't mean it only relates to nouns that are feminine. Just like vowels are feminine, but the male noun before it is it relates to that guy. So from their weak understanding, I can say, okay, let's go with that. So when the scripture says Jesus shall come, or not Jesus, but the seed shall come from, or your son shall come from your bowels, your loins, we could say he has a vagina because that word is feminine. So we can say, hey man, King David got a vagina. He's a transvestite. Oh, what's that? What's that type of person when they have both sex? We could do that. But that's what you would do when you don't understand what you're reading. So you have pronouns and nouns that are listed as feminine, listed as masculine, but it doesn't mean they're masculine. And I gave the example earlier when I said El Libro. That's a masculine book, but it's really neuter, right? It's neutral. They don't have a gender at all. So just because something is now, it's going to be either listed as, well, in Greek, neuter, neutral, masculine, and feminine, but that doesn't mean it's actually that. That's just the noun categories in, right? So, but you stick to the rules. You stick to how it's used. Okay, so let's go. So then if we go down, you see Genesis 43:27. It says, and he asked them of their welfare. This is he asked, this is a male. He asked them and said, is your father well, the old man of whom? So this whom would be a relative pronoun to man. So this would be masculine. Okay. And David, of whom? The whom relates to David. He, whom relates to he. The kings, the whom relates to Simon. It says Simon of whom right here. Simon of whom. So this whom relates to Simon. We got Mary Magdalene, of whom. This whom is so now I'm going to show you all these whoms are masculine or feminine, depending upon the noun that's mentioned, that's mentioned previously. So that's why that part's not always true if you just read. But what is true is that relative pronouns relates to the noun that was mentioned before. That's what's true. We have nuances where that's not the case, but what is true is that relative pronouns, reflexive pronouns, are going to reflect back to the noun that was mentioned before it. And we're looking at female noun. That makes this, so this is Mary Magdalene of she. When you see Simon of whom, because the noun that was before the relative pronoun is masculine, so it's now, this is Simon of he. Do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute, and relative pronoun. So this whom is going to be feminine, because so here it says the man out of whom, so the whom relates to the man. So this would be the man out of he. That's exactly how you could translate that. He's feminine, Mary Magdalene. This whom is going to be masculine because Simon is masculine. If you go down, it says the man out of whom the devils departed. So devils were departed. So they cast out devils, and the whom relates to this man. So this whom is going to be masculine or feminine, doesn't matter, but it's going to relate back to the man, right? So this whom is going to take the form of the noun that was before. So if the noun is masculine, it's going to be man of he, or he. The man out of he is not going to say the man out of she. Okay, and the woman is not going to say Mary Magdalene of he. They're going to go together, like los libros. Article plural, noun plural. That's just the rules of language. That's all. So that's why I just called it a relative pronoun. It can relate to a man or a woman or an object depending upon what noun it is, but it's going to always follow the noun that was mentioned previously. So that part is true. How I ended it off, it's going to always follow the noun that's previously mentioned, depending upon what noun it is, but it's going to always follow the noun that was mentioned previously.
Okay, that's understood. I got a question real quick if you land.
So as long as brother got it, or he said he got it, but there you go. All right, so let's go back. Oh, we are here. Yeah, I landed.
All right, so we the original conversation persists in Matthew chapter 1 and verse number 16, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back there real quick. if
Alright,
you don't
so-
mind, and you
Yeah,
pull
let
it
me share
back
my
up.
screen. Let me share my screen. Hey, do they know Matthews 1 is a graveyard for them? But they keep, I be confused, like, why do y'all want to go to Matthews 1? It's a graveyard. Nobody ever survived Matthews 1. All my debates end, it clearly, if anybody think it was close, they all end in Matthews 1. And these guys want to voluntarily go back. They got some, you know what I mean? I don't know. Either they got some or some are loose.
All praise the Most High.
Yes, sir. Try shit. Let me go back. Okay.
So it reads Matthew
Wait.
1:16.
Let me just do this so I could just click it. If
All right.
I need
So, all right. So it says, and Jacob begat Joseph, the husband of Mary. So is it fair to say that that's describing who that Joseph is in this verse, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Yahushua, or who you call Jesus, who is called Christ or Mashiach? So when you're reading this, that whom that is talking about is Joseph. It says, and Jacob begat Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who is called.
Okay, so they just said they understood, and we went right back to slow gases. I'm like, oh shit, here we go again.
Christ. That's literally how it's written, and that's how it should be read. There shouldn't be much of a confusion about that. But my question is, do you disagree with that? Because it is
Yeah.
describing who Joseph is.
Yeah, I disagree. So if you just read it backwards, Christ is called Jesus. Jesus was born of whom? Mary. Mary, husband of Joseph. Joseph begot Jacob. So it shows a father relationship between Jacob and Joseph. It shows a marriage relationship between Joseph and Mary. And then we still have the born. Okay, we got the born. Now, I'm gonna go a little deeper for you. So when it says Jesus, it says was born, Jesus, right? So now we got this whom person was born Jesus. Okay. So now I'll do it this way. So let's scratch out whom. So let's not even deal with whom anymore. No problem. Let's focus on was born. So was born is, if you go back to my chart here, okay, is Egenethe. So you look at begot up here, this is Egenesen. Egenesen can only be a man, right? So a man begots a boy. But
I can't see it.
But
I can't see it. It's too small, Salaki.
Okay, make it bigger. Sorry, make it bigger. Okay, so Egenesen. When you read this, this is going to be man or man. All right. So now we see Eosius of the Egenesen ton Eosius. Right, so Eosin. So we're seeing the Egenesen to every man. This is every man on down. Okay, Abia the Egenesen. So this is the begot all the way up to we go all the way up to the top to Abraham, right? Egenesen ton Isaac de Egenesen ton Ioko de Egenesen ton Eodon. All right, so you're gonna see Egenesen all the way down. All the way back to verse 16. Okay, so Joseph is going to be the last, Jacob will be the last Egenesen. So you got Egenesen all the way down. Egenesen, just look at the V. It's not a V, it's an N, but it looks like a V. So we look at V all the way down, V, Egenesen, this is the begot all the way down. Then we got Iaku de Egenesen ton Eosef, right? And then we got Egenethe. So Egenethe, the difference between Egenethe and Egenesen is that Egenethe is referred to giving birth. So begot is usually, well, normally it's the guy performing the action. That's why you always hear the man begot. But when you see Egenesen, and I can show you different verses. Matter of fact, there's not one verse where it says Egenesen referring to a man, not one. Okay, so if I go to okay, so clearly I meant Egenethe, right? So this is just misspeaking time. It's the hour of misspeaking, right? Probably lack of sleep. So I'm referring to the verb that deals with Mary, and that's the bottom one here. This is eganethe. I'm saying eganesin, just misspeaking, but eganesin is the begot. So when I say this one could only relate to a man, that's begot, that's eganesin, obviously. Eganethe is mentioned one time here. And it's and you see it's dealing with Mary. It said, Marias ex ace eganethe Iesus ha legomenos Christos. Okay, so the eganethe is Mary, and I'm explaining that now. So I said eganesin, just misspeaking. Eganethe is what I'm referring to. Eganesin, over and over and over in the New Testament, it's going to be a woman giving birth to somebody. So we got eganesin Iesus, right? So we got Marias ek es eganesin Iesus. So we got Mary gave birth literally to Jesus. Dang, I didn't click that. And this is a passive verb, right? Eganesin is active. So I was just going over this. So let me just pull this up right here, not to be too confusing. But it's funny because I was just going over this and I had no idea we'll talk about this. Okay. So in Greek, you have the active, passive, and middle voice. So the active voice shows the direction of the verb's action. So when it says Jacob begot Joseph, Jacob steered the action towards Joseph. So it shows that the subject produced the action. The subject with Jacob produced the begot to Joseph. The action of the verb goes away from the subject, so the begot don't apply to Jacob. It goes away from the subject and it goes to the direct object. That's Joseph. So now begot is in the act. It's a verb in the active voice, the eganesin. Okay, eganethe is in the passive voice. So this shows the subject receives the action of the verb. In this case, this is Jesus. So he received the born. So only he could be born. So when it says gave birth to, that can only be Jesus. So eganethe is in the passive voice. And it only refers to a birth. It's not the same as begot. All right, let me.
All praise to the Most High. I don't disagree with none of that, because what you just proved would be that Mary gave birth to Christ, and Christ didn't have a father, right?
Right.
Okay, then. So can you go to Revelation 22:16 for me, please?
Yeah, of course. So as I explained earlier on the recap, at this point, I started to consider the advice I got from Mr. Morpheus and the Watcher, which is do not allow them to take you off the topic to debate another topic. I said, all right, because I'm with all the smoke. I'm like, let's go wherever you want to go. All right. So when he said, let's go to Revelation 22:16, I already know what he's reading because I go there. I mean, it's weird how he goes there to support his case, and I read from the same passage to support my case. That's interesting. And we both disagree with each other. So obviously I know what he's going to read. And I'm like, okay, I want to go down this rabbit hole, but I'm like in my ear, I got the voice of two angels. I got the Watcher and I got Mr. Morpheus. I'm being funny. I'm using Bible language, right? I got two angels with their swords ready to chop my head off. Like, yo, don't do it. I told you, stick to the original topic. Because if you jump down these rabbit holes without concluding on the original topic, the original argument, then it's going to seem like you didn't make your case and you lost. So I said, all right. So I got that in my mind as we're going to Revelation 22:16. And at first, I went down a rabbit hole for a little bit. But I got out before the snake ate me. I already had it here. All right, here we are. It says, I, Jesus, have sent my angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright and morning star.
Right. So with that being said, and you saying that Christ didn't have a father,
Right.
how does he come out of David?
Okay. So there you go. Here is the kind of Captain Cesaria type of question. All right. So let's see if I do good. So it does say offspring, right?
Right.
Does it say root also?
Yes.
So root is beginning, offspring is the end. So I'm going down the rabbit hole. I just gotta know this part. Like, dude, why are we picking and choosing? So he starts the lineage and he ends the lineage.
Right. The Alpha and Omega.
Right. So he doesn't come out of David. David would come out of him.
I understand that, but
Right.
Christ also was an actual physical man that was on the earth.
He said, I understand that. So these are brothers who do not understand, but they don't want to say, I don't know. Because how you understand that and come back with that? I'm like, what's going on here? Dude, if he's the root and the offspring of a lineage, that means he's the first to pop it off, and he's the last to come from it. So if I'm the first and the last of anything, how do I come from somebody? Only. How do I come from somebody only? That means they come from me. I come from myself. So this would be a reflective noun, or in Spanish, this would be reflective verb. It's all about me. This is Maya. I'm the root and the offspring. But okay, let's listen to the flesh thing he's talking about, the flesh. Yeah, so he was spiritual, right?
So, but hold on, he was spiritual, but also he was actually here physically in the flesh.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So with him being here physically in the flesh, how would he get here without a father?
Right. And that's why I said he asked the same question twice. Hey, brother, that's not so deep. It's a rabbit hole question because we're not done with is Joseph the father or not? No problem. God sent his only begotten son. So in John 3:16, it says God sent his son. It didn't,
Right.
It didn't, right. So it didn't say man, it was man's will. God sent his son, right, to come as flesh. So when you go to Luke 1, when the angel, broke it down to Mary, Mary had that same thought. She was like, well, how this gonna happen? And then 34 explained. And
Okay.
during that explanation, I don't recall it saying, Mary, you're gonna go home like everybody else and have sex with a man and produce a child. It gave a different thing of events, sequence of events.
But there's something that you just said that stuck in my mind.
Okay.
You said God made Christ.
Right. Yo, do anybody know how C murder sounds? Yo, when I was talking to this guy, I wanted to laugh every time he spoke. He just sounds so much like C murder, man. Oh my God.
And he didn't have a father.
No.
What does Jeremiah 1:5 say?
Let's look at it.
Because if I'm not mistaken, Jeremiah had parents too.
Yeah, everybody had parents except for Melchizedek, Jesus. Well, Jesus didn't have a dad. Melchizedek, yeah, that gotta be. Where's Tone G with the fallacies? That gotta be a certain fallacy. We're reading about Jesus having one parent, right? He's from a single parent home. At least earthly. He has one earthly, physical, biological parent. And this brother keeps saying, well, since everybody else had parents, that means Jesus had parents. But yeah, but we don't read that. We read he had a mother from earth, but his dad is the guy who creates everything, even people, animals, bacteria, elements. He does it all. That's his father. Okay, you're giving him a puny father when his father is great and massive. It's a big difference. Okay, so you would think that he would need me to explain that, but he keeps. It's interesting. Nobody, and Adam had nobody. So three people are seen to not have either two parents or one parent. And but even though Adam didn't have parents, it's still listed in the genealogy, in the physical flesh genealogy. It listed God as his father. The same way we keep reading that God is the father of Jesus, and they both don't have a physical dad, but God gets the credit somehow. So I'm here at Jeremiah 1:5.
Right. And I subscribe to the fact that Jeremiah 1:5 is applied to every man that walks this earth, even Christ.
What about
that's
Adam?
ever walked this earth.
What about Adam?
What about it?
It applies to. Okay, he just said it applies to every man that walks this earth. So he said the way Jeremiah was born, he said two parents. And he said he subscribed to that is the way, that's speaking about every man that walks the earth. So of course I'm going to say Melchizedek or Adam or both. Of course I'm going to do that. And he said, what about him? Like, dude, what you mean, what about him? So I'm here at Jeremiah 1:5.
Right. And I subscribe to the fact that Jeremiah 1:5 is applied to every man that walks this earth, even Christ.
What about
that's
Adam?
ever walked this earth.
What about Adam?
What about it?
It applies to Adam too. He walked the earth.
Yes.
Okay.
Because what would that womb be? We're dealing with Adam.
So now we're talking about the womb. At first we're talking about parents, and now we're talking about wombs. Okay, because I didn't take the advice of the two death angels. There's the Morpheus and the Watcher. So now I'm in this rabbit hole, and I almost can't get out. I'm almost stuck. This dude said, I said, what about Adam? He had no parents. But he said, but what was that womb? So now we're talking about a womb. We went from Jesus had no dad to everybody's born with parents. Now we're talking about the womb. Oh, God. The ground?
Exactly.
Okay.
Every man that walks this earth, even Christ.
What about
that's
Adam?
ever walked this earth.
What about Adam?
What about it?
It applies to Adam too. He walked the earth.
Yes.
Okay.
Because what would that womb be? We're dealing with Adam.
The ground?
Exactly.
Okay. So I agree.
So that's why I'm saying when it comes to Jesus, that's why I'm going back to this point, because it's to the point where we have to analyze this completely, because Matthew 1 and not Matthew 1. We're gonna leave Matthew 1 on the table for that. We're gonna stay with Revelation 22 and 16. And Revelation 22 and 16, Christ shows us that he is of the seed of David, meaning that he is of David's lineage. And Hebrews 7 and 14 agrees with that. So that's an actual bloodline that Christ came out of.
Bloodline?
And
I was with you
and we,
David until you said bloodline.
But hold on.
Then he goes to bloodline. I mean, you can't even read this stuff in the Bible that they're saying. Now we talking about bloodline. It's like, God, now we're doing this again.
Let me finish. Hebrews 7 and 14 agrees.
And it's always let me finish. It's always let me finish, let me talk. I'm not done. It's always these phrases. Let me finish.
That's an actual bloodline. And then if we look at Mary's lineage, who was Mary's cousin?
Elizabeth.
What was Elizabeth's nationality?
She was Levite. This is why over here we don't teach. I was trying to tell the brother yesterday. He wasn't following because he was rushing to work, and he kept saying, "Prove that Mary's from the tribe of Judah." Unlike my brother, we don't do that over here.
But this is the same brother you're talking to.
Okay, so let me tell you now then. We don't, so you can't ask me to prove something where I disagree with. That's like me saying, prove Jesus had no daddy. But
the thing is, with the Bible, you must prove all things.
Well, hold on. Okay, so now that's when I know the nigga was slow. He said, I gotta prove all things, even if they're fake. He said, even if they're fake, I gotta prove all things. Brother, he's asking me to prove Mary would be from the tribe of Judah. I'm like, what? So I gotta randomly prove stuff because you asked for it. You know, I gotta randomly prove stuff because you asked. So that's why I asked him back. You want me to prove a negative? So if I sat here and asked you to prove something that you don't believe is true, and then tell you, hey man, the scripture says prove all things, like that wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't make any sense. Why are you asking me to prove something? Do you understand that? That's like indigenous black man saying, I'm biased, Swazi, prove that the Illuminati is really pulling the strings over mankind. We're all just walking puppets. But yeah, why I gotta prove that? That's not my argument. That's your argument. Nah, but you got, but the scripture says things. Oh, dude, you can't be as damn slow, man.
If
Hold
you're
on,
saying
brother.
something, you must
Hold
prove
on,
it.
just let me get the word out, please. You cut right in. I'm saying if I asked you to prove Jesus had no daddy and say, hey, prove it, you'll be confused. You're like, yo, that's not my stance. So if you're telling me to prove Mary is from the tribe of Judah, I'm like, yo, what's going on here? That's not my stance.
Hold
My
on.
stance-
Did I say Mary was from the tribe of Judah?
And why is he whispering? Did you hear what I just said?
You said that we would be saying Mary's from the tribe of Judah.
No,
So
no.
you're
That's
insinuating.
that's
You're
not what I said.
insinuating.
Hold on, no,
What I'm
that's not.
what I'm
That's,
saying.
wait,
I
let me
know
ask the
that's
other
not
brother.
what you said, but that's what you're insinuating.
Hey, brother,
But I'm
let me ask
saying
the
in
other brother.
Christ's
Hold
nationality.
on. See, we can't do that. That's a straw man. You said, I know you're not saying that, but you're insinuating. Oh my God. Ask.
What's your strong man? I'm just asking a question.
Cool. So let me ask Makala, because maybe he could get it. Makala, you there? So
Micah
the
Ali.
guy is his boy that's giving him all the scriptures. I don't mind, because I'm either right or I'm wrong. It don't matter who's helping him. At the end of the day, I'm either right or I'm wrong. So I'm asking his brother, the brother he came with, does he understand what I'm saying? Or am I just crazy? So I'm asking his, see, that's how I do. So, okay, so you see how I do? So learn who I am. When I'm disagreeing with you, and I feel like I'm right and you feel like you're right, where do we go from here? Why still talk? It's a stalemate. Even Steven. Okay, so why are we still trying to like prove our cases? That's done and over. I think I'm right, you think you're right. So I'm gonna get a third party, and I will go to your people if I have to get a third party opinion. And then if they agree with you, I just get quiet. All right, fuck, okay, whatever. Listen, Micah Allah, I apologize. All right, Micah Allah, can you just? It's not a debate. It's between at this point. It's just I think it's confusion here. So yesterday, and let me know if I'm wrong, Nahum. Yesterday, the brothers he said, look, listen, you have to prove. He said, you got to show me that Mary's from the tribe of Judah. Was that the question yesterday?
No.
So what was the question about Mary and Judah?
I said you have to show that Mary came out of the seed of David.
Wait, what did I say? Maybe I misspoke. Let me see. What did I say? That Mary's from the tribe of Judah. Was that the question? You have to prove